Stop chasing her, I'm serious. Stop texting first. Stop asking her out. Stop trying to prove yourself. Stop giving her attention she didn't earn. Because here's the truth that's going to save your life. The moment you stop chasing is the moment she starts wondering why. And that's when everything changes. See, you think if you pursue her hard enough, if you show her enough interest, if you make your feelings clear, she'll finally choose you. But you're wrong. Dead wrong. What you're actually doing is destroying any chance you had. You're telegraphing low value. You're proving you have no options. You're showing her that she's the prize and you're just grateful for her attention. And women don't want men who are grateful for their attention. They want men whose attention is valuable, men they have to work for, men they have to chase. Stay with me because what I'm about to reveal will flip your entire understanding of attraction upside down, and the strategy I'm giving you at the end. It's going to make her obsessed. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Mind Forge, where we don't teach motivation. We teach the brutal reality of male psychology, masculinity, and the laws of power. In a world that wants men to be weak, we provide the tools for strength. This channel dives deep into the high-value traits that define a leader, from the power of silence and stoic discipline to understanding the hidden truths of female nature and attraction. If you're tired of being played, if you're ready to stop being the nice guy who finishes last, if you're done chasing women who don't value you, then you're exactly where you need to be. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because the weak will hate this channel, but the strong will live by it. Now let's talk about why letting her come to you is the most powerful move you can make. Here's what every man needs to understand: pursuit kills attraction. The harder you chase, the faster she runs. And it's not because she's playing games. It's not because she's testing you. It's because your behavior is communicating something to her biology that destroys any chance of desire. When you chase, when you pursue, when you make yourself constantly available and eager, you're sending a clear signal. I am lower value than you. I need you more than you need me. I have no other options. And women are biologically wired to be repelled by that, because her DNA isn't looking for the man who needs her. Her DNA is looking for the man everyone else wants, the man who has options, the man who's selective, the man whose time and attention are scarce resources that have to be earned. That's the man she wants to chase. That's the man who triggers her competitive instincts. That's the man she'll pursue relentlessly. But you, when you're the one doing the chasing, you've already lost. You've positioned yourself as the man with nothing better to do. The man so starved for female attention that you'll jump at any opportunity. The man with no abundance. And abundance is attractive. Scarcity of options is repulsive. Let me paint you two scenarios. Scenario 1, you meet a girl you like, you get her number, you text her that night, you text her the next morning, you ask her out, she gives you a maybe, you follow up, you ask again, you keep pursuing, you keep showing interest, you keep making it clear that you want her. What's she thinking? She's thinking you're desperate, she's thinking you have no other options. She's thinking she can have you whenever she wants, so why rush? There's no urgency. No scarcity, no challenge. Scenario 2, you meet a girl, you have a good conversation, you get her number, and then you do nothing. Days go by, she starts wondering why you haven't reached out. She checks her phone. She wonders if she did something wrong. She wonders if you're interested. She wonders if you're talking to other girls. And that uncertainty, that wondering, that mental energy she's now investing in you, that's attraction building. That's her starting to chase. See the difference? In scenario 1, you're the pursuer. You're the one thinking about her, wondering about her, investing energy. In scenario 2, she's the pursuer. She's the one thinking about you. And whoever is doing the pursuing is in the position of lower power. Whoever is being pursued holds all the cards. This is why letting her come to you is the power move, because it flips the script. It positions you as the prize. It makes her work for your attention. And people value what they work for. Nobody values what comes easy. Now I know what you're thinking, but what if she doesn't come to me? What if I wait and nothing happens? And that's a valid fear. But here's what you need to understand. If she doesn't come to you, she was never that interested in the first place. You were chasing someone who didn't want you. And by stepping back, by not pursuing, you saved yourself weeks or months of wasted time and energy on someone who wasn't going to choose you anyway. But most of the time, when you pull back from a woman who had any level of interest, even minimal interest, she will reach out. She will wonder why you stopped. She will test to see if you're still interested. And that's when you've got her, because now she's investing. Now she's pursuing. Now she's in the position of wondering and uncertainty. Here's the psychology behind why this works. Humans are loss-averse. We're more motivated by the fear of losing something than by the possibility of gaining something. When you're constantly available, constantly pursuing, she's not afraid of losing you. You're always there. You're guaranteed. But when you pull back, when you create distance, when your attention becomes scarce, now there's something to lose. Now her brain is triggered. Now she wants what she can't have. This is the same reason why women stay in toxic relationships with guys who barely give them attention. It's not that they enjoy being treated poorly. It's that the scarcity of his attention makes it more valuable. Every time he gives her a little bit of attention, it feels like a win. It feels special, because she had to work for it, because it wasn't guaranteed. Now, I'm not telling you to be toxic or to treat women poorly. What I'm telling you is to have self-respect, to have boundaries, to not make yourself overly available, to have a life that's full and interesting without her, because that's what naturally creates the dynamic where she comes to you. Think about the men women chase, the musicians, the athletes, the entrepreneurs who are building something, the men who are so focused on their mission that women are secondary. What do all these men have in common? They're not chasing, they're busy, they're focused, they're outcome independent, and women have to compete for their time and attention. That's the energy you need to embody, not because you're playing a game, but because you genuinely have better things to do than sit around waiting for her text. You have goals, you have a mission, you have a purpose, and women are enhancement to your life, not the center of it. When you live like this, when you genuinely embody this mindset, you don't have to play games. You don't have to calculate when to text back or how long to wait. You're just naturally less available because you're actually busy building something. And that natural unavailability makes her want to be part of your world. It makes her chase your attention. But here's where most men mess this up completely. And if you make this mistake, everything I just told you becomes worthless. Stay with me, because in the next 2 minutes I'm going to show you the one thing that sabotages this entire strategy and how to avoid it. You need to hear this. The biggest mistake men make when trying to let her come to them is this: they pull back, but they're still emotionally invested. They stop texting, they create distance, they act unavailable, but inside they're obsessing. They're checking their phone every 5 minutes. They're wondering if she's going to reach out. They're anxious, they're hopping, they're waiting. And here's the problem: that energy comes through. Women can sense it. Even if you're not texting her, even if you're creating physical distance, she can feel your emotional investment. And it kills the entire dynamic, because you're not actually outcome independent. You're just pretending to be. You're playing a game, and she can tell. Real outcome independence means you genuinely don't care if she reaches out or not. It means you're not sitting around hoping she texts you. It means you're so focused on your own life, your own goals, your own mission, that whether she pursues you or not doesn't affect your emotional state. That's real power. That's what makes women obsess. But fake outcome independence, where you're pretending not to care while secretly hoping she notices, that's weak, that's manipulative, and it doesn't work because your neediness leaks through in subtle ways. The way you respond too quickly when she does text, the way your energy shifts when you see her name on your phone, the way you're a little too eager when she does show interest. So how do you develop real outcome independence? You build a life that's genuinely fulfilling without her. You invest in your purpose. You build your career or business. You develop your body. You strengthen your friendships. You pursue hobbies and interests that genuinely excite you. You become so focused on becoming the best version of yourself that women become a bonus, not a necessity. When you live like this, letting her come to you isn't a strategy. It's just reality. You're not playing hard to get. You are hard to get because your time is valuable, because you have standards, because you're selective about who you give your attention to. And this is what women find irresistible. Not the guy who's playing games, but the guy who's genuinely busy building an empire. The guy who's so locked into his purpose that she has to prove she's worth his time. That's the guy women chase. That's the guy women fight over. That's the guy women stay loyal to. Now let's talk about what happens when she does come to you, because this is where a lot of men fumble. She reaches out, she texts you, she shows interest, and immediately the guy reverts to his old behavior. He becomes overly available again. He starts pursuing. He thinks finally she's interested, and he goes all in. Fatal mistake, because you just showed her that your unavailability was fake. You just proved that the moment she gave you a little attention, you dropped everything. You just revealed that you have no options and you were just waiting for her to come back. And all that attraction you built, it evaporates instantly. When she comes to you, you need to maintain your frame. You need to stay busy. You need to stay focused on your life. Yes, you can engage with her. Yes, you can show interest, but you don't abandon your mission. You don't clear your schedule. You don't make her the center of your world. You integrate her into your world on your terms. This is what separates high-value men from everyone else. High-value men don't rearrange their lives for a woman. They invite her to be part of the life they're already building. And if she doesn't fit, if she doesn't add value, if she doesn't respect his time and energy, he's willing to let her go, because he knows his mission is more important than any individual woman. And paradoxically, this is what makes women want to stay, because they finally found a man who can't be manipulated, a man who won't sacrifice himself to keep her happy, a man who has standards and boundaries, a man who's going somewhere with or without her. If this is resonating with you, if you're starting to see where you've been going wrong, do me a favor right now and smash that like button. It helps this message reach more men who need to stop chasing and start leading. And trust me, what I'm about to reveal next is the exact framework for making her chase you without you saying a word. Keep watching. Let me give you the practical framework for letting her come to you. This isn't theory. This is the exact blueprint that works every single time when executed correctly. Step 1. Create genuine scarcity. And I don't mean fake scarcity where you're pretending to be busy. I mean real scarcity. Fill your life with things that genuinely matter to you. Projects, goals, workouts, friendships, hobbies. Make yourself actually unavailable because you're actually doing things. When she texts you and you take a few hours to respond, it's not because you're playing a game. It's because you were genuinely occupied with something important. Step 2. Set the precedent early. From the very first interaction, establish that you're not the guy who's constantly available. You're not the guy who drops everything to respond to her. You're not the guy whose life revolves around getting female attention. You do this through your behavior, not your words. You respond when it's convenient for you. You make plans on your schedule. You maintain your routines and priorities. Step 3. Be unpredictable. This doesn't mean being flaky or unreliable. It means not falling into predictable patterns that she can take for granted. Sometimes you're very attentive. Sometimes you're distant. Sometimes you initiate. Sometimes you don't. This keeps her uncertain. This keeps her investing mental energy trying to figure you out. And that mental energy translates to attraction. Step 4. Make her compete for your attention. Not explicitly. Not by talking about other women or trying to make her jealous. But by demonstrating through your behavior that your time is valuable and many things compete for it. Your business, your goals, your friendships, your hobbies. She's one option among many things vying for your attention. And when she does get your attention, it feels special because it's not guaranteed. Step 5. Reward pursuit, ignore passivity. When she reaches out, when she initiates, when she makes effort, you reward that with attention and engagement. But when she's passive, when she's low effort, when she expects you to do all the work, you pull back. You go quiet. You focus on other things. This trains her that effort is rewarded and passivity is ignored. And over time, she'll increase her effort to maintain your attention. Step 6. Never break frame. This is the most important one. When she tests you, and she will test you, you stay consistent. She might try to make you jealous. She might pull back to see if you chase. She might play games to get a reaction. And if you break, if you start chasing, if you get emotional, if you lose your cool, you've failed the test. You've proven you're not actually high value. You've shown that your frame is weak. But if you stay consistent, if you maintain your energy regardless of what she does, if you're unbothered by her games, you pass the test, and her respect for you increases. Her attraction intensifies, because she's finally met a man she can't manipulate. Now here's something critical. This isn't about being cold or distant or unavailable to the point where she gives up. There's a balance. You need to give her enough attention to keep her interested, but not so much that she takes you for granted. You need to create a dynamic where she's getting rewarded for pursuing you, but she's never quite sure she has you completely locked down. Think of it like intermittent reinforcement. Sometimes she gets the reward of your full attention. Sometimes she doesn't. And that uncertainty, that variable reward schedule, is what creates obsession. It's the same psychological mechanism that makes gambling addictive. You don't win every time, but when you do win, it feels incredible, so you keep playing. When applied to attraction, this means she's not always getting your attention, but when she does, it's high-quality attention. You're present, you're engaged, you're fun, you're interesting, and then you pull back again. You get busy with your life, and she's left wanting more. This is how you make her chase. This is how you make her pursue. This is how you position yourself as the prize instead of her. But I need to give you a warning. This only works if you're actually high value. If you're out of shape, broke, with no goals, no ambition, no social life, pulling back and letting her come to you won't work, because she'll just move on to someone better. This strategy amplifies attraction that's already there. It doesn't create attraction from nothing. So before you implement this, make sure you're actually worth chasing. Make sure you're building something. Make sure you're becoming the kind of man women want to pursue. Because a high-value man who lets her come to him is irresistible, but a low-value man who's just playing hard to get is pathetic. Now here's the dark truth about what happens when you finally master this, and it's going to change everything about how you see relationships. The next 60 seconds will reveal why women treat you better when you need them less. This is crucial. Here's the paradox that destroys most men. The less you need her, the more she needs you. The moment you become emotionally independent, the moment you stop requiring her validation, the moment you're genuinely okay with walking away, that's when she becomes desperate to keep you. Why? Because women are attracted to strength, and emotional independence is the ultimate strength. A man who doesn't need a woman to feel complete, who doesn't need her approval to feel validated, who doesn't need her presence to feel happy, that man is rare, that man is powerful, that man is exactly what her biology is searching for. Think about it from her perspective. Most men she meets are weak. They need her validation, they need her attention, they need her approval. They'll compromise themselves, abandon their goals, sacrifice their self-respect just to keep her around. And it's pathetic, it's repulsive. It kills any attraction she might have felt. But you, when you genuinely don't need her, when you're focused on your mission, when you're so secure in yourself that her opinion doesn't shake you, you're different, you're the exception, you're the man she can't manipulate, the man she can't control, the man who might actually walk away if she doesn't treat him right. And that terrifies her, in the best way possible, because she finally found a man she could lose, a man who isn't guaranteed, a man she has to work to keep. And that's when she starts putting in effort, that's when she starts pursuing, that's when she starts treating you the way you've always wanted to be treated. This is why the most successful relationships are the ones where the man maintains his independence. He never loses himself in the relationship. He never makes her his entire world. He continues pursuing his goals, maintaining his friendships, developing himself, and she respects him for it. She's attracted to it. She doesn't want to lose it. But the relationships that fail, they're the ones where the man abandons everything to focus on her. He makes her the center of his universe. He needs her. He's lost without her, and she loses respect, she loses attraction, she starts looking elsewhere. Let me tell you about the power dynamic shift that happens when you let her come to you. In the beginning, most men are in the position of lower power. They're the ones hoping she likes them. They're the ones anxious about whether she'll text back. They're the ones worried about losing her. And this creates an unhealthy dynamic where she has all the power and he has none. But when you flip it, when you become the one she's chasing, the entire relationship transforms. Now she's the one hoping you still like her. She's the one anxious about your texts. She's the one worried about losing you. And this creates a dynamic where you have the power to set standards, establish boundaries, and demand respect. Now, some people will say this is toxic. Some people will say relationships should be equal, that neither person should have more power than the other. And in an ideal world, maybe that's true. But in reality, someone always has more power. Someone is always more invested. Someone always needs the relationship more than the other person. And it's better to be the one with power than the one without it. Not so you can abuse it, not so you can mistreat her, but so you can maintain respect, set healthy boundaries, and ensure the relationship stays balanced. Because here's what happens when you're the one with less power. You tolerate disrespect. You accept behavior you shouldn't accept. You compromise yourself because you're afraid of losing her. You become a doormat, and she loses attraction to you precisely because you're letting her walk all over you. But when you're the one with power, when she knows you'll walk away if she disrespects you, when she knows you have options and you're choosing her but could easily choose someone else, she treats you better, she respects you more, she puts in effort because she knows you're not desperate, she knows you're not going to tolerate poor treatment, she knows if she doesn't step up, she'll lose you. This is why letting her come to you is so powerful. It establishes from the beginning that you're the prize, that you're selective, that you have standards, and women respect men with standards. Women are attracted to men with standards. Women pursue men with standards. But men with no standards, men who accept anything, men who are just grateful a woman is paying attention to them, those men get used, those men get disrespected, those men end up in relationships where they're giving everything and getting nothing in return. Drop a comment right now and tell me, have you been the chaser or the chased? Be honest with yourself, because awareness is the first step to change, and I want to hear your story. I read every comment, and your experiences help other men realize they're not alone. Now let's get to the final truth about letting her come to you. Here's the ultimate truth about letting her come to you. It's not a tactic. It's a lifestyle. It's not something you do to get a specific girl. It's how you live your life as a high-value man. See, most men approach this as a strategy. I'm going to pull back from this girl I like and make her chase me. And that's not going to work long-term because it's inauthentic. It's manipulation. And eventually, your true nature will reveal itself. What you need to do is fundamentally restructure your life so that you're genuinely the kind of man women chase. And that starts with your purpose. Every high-value man has a purpose that's bigger than women, bigger than relationships, bigger than sex. It's his mission, his calling, the thing he's building, the legacy he's creating. When you have this, when you're genuinely obsessed with building something meaningful, women become secondary. Not unimportant, but secondary. And that shift in priority is what makes you attractive, because you're not trying to fill a void with female attention. You're not using relationships to avoid dealing with your lack of purpose. You're already complete. Women are just enhancement. This is the energy that makes her come to you. This is the energy that makes her pursue, because she can feel that you don't need her. You want her maybe, but you don't need her, and that difference is everything. Now let me tell you what happens when you master this. When you truly embody the energy of a man who lets women come to him, your entire dating life transforms. You stop experiencing rejection because you stop pursuing. Women start reaching out to you. Women start initiating conversations. Women start asking you out. Women start competing for your attention. And the quality of women in your life improves dramatically. Because the women who are attracted to men with purpose, men with standards, men with options, those are higher quality women. They're not the type who want a yes man they can control. They're the type who want a challenge. They want a man they have to work for. They want a man who has his own mission and invites them to be part of it. Low-quality women are repelled by this energy. Entitled women are repelled by this energy. Women who expect men to chase them and prove themselves are repelled by this energy. And that's perfect, because you don't want those women anyway. What you want is the woman who recognizes your value, who respects your time, who appreciates your attention because she knows it's not freely given. That's the woman who will treat you right. That's the woman who will be loyal. That's the woman worth building something with. But you'll never attract her if you're chasing. You'll never attract her if you're desperate. You'll never attract her if you're making her the center of your world before she's earned it. Let me give you the final piece of this puzzle. When you let her come to you, you need to vet her properly. Most men are so grateful that a woman is showing interest that they don't evaluate whether she's actually worth their time. They just accept whoever pursues them. But a high-value man is selective. He has standards. He's evaluating her character, her values, her behavior, her effort level. He's asking himself, is this woman adding value to my life? Is she supporting my mission or distracting from it? Is she respectful? Is she feminine? Is she someone I actually want, or am I just flattered by the attention? This discernment is crucial, because not every woman who comes to you is worth your time. Some women pursue men as a game. Some women pursue men because they're bored. Some women pursue men because they want validation, not a relationship. You need to be able to distinguish between a woman who's genuinely interested and a woman who's just playing games. And you do that by watching her actions, not her words. Does she make time for you? Does she respect your schedule? Does she put in effort? Does she demonstrate through her behavior that she values you? If yes, then you reciprocate. You give her your time and attention. You integrate her into your life. But if no, if she's inconsistent, if she's flaky, if she's low effort, you cut her off without hesitation, because your time is too valuable to waste on women who don't appreciate it. This is the power of letting her come to you. It filters out the time wasters. It filters out the game players. It filters out the low-quality options. And it leaves you with women who are genuinely interested, genuinely respectful, genuinely worth your time. And here's the beautiful part. Once you live like this, once you embody this energy consistently, you never have to go back to chasing. You never have to experience the anxiety of wondering if she likes you. You never have to deal with the frustration of pursuing women who aren't interested, because they come to you. And if they don't come to you, they weren't worth your time anyway. This is freedom. This is power. This is what it means to be a high-value man. If you've made it this far, you're ready for the next level. You're ready to stop being the guy women take for granted and become the guy women fight over. So subscribe to this channel right now. Turn on notifications, because everything I teach on the Mind Forge is designed to forge you into the man who doesn't chase, the man who gets chosen. The men who ignore this message will keep struggling. The men who take action will transform their dating lives. Which one will you be? Subscribe now. Don't miss the next video, because what I reveal next will complete your understanding of female nature. Now here's what you need to do immediately. Click on the next video in this series on your screen right now. Because what I just taught you about letting her come to you is only one piece of the puzzle. The next video reveals the brutal truth about hypergamy, why she's always looking up, and how to make sure you're always above her reach. That knowledge combined with what you just learned will make you unstoppable with women. Don't make the mistake of stopping here. Don't be the guy who gets one piece of the puzzle and thinks he has it all figured out. Click that next video right now. Watch the entire series, because by the end of it, you'll understand female nature at a level 99% of men never reach. You'll see the game clearly. You'll know exactly how to play it, and you'll win. The choice is yours. You can go back to chasing women who don't value you, or you can click that next video and continue your transformation into the man women chase. What's it going to be? This is the Mind Forge, where we forge kings, not simps. I'll see you in the next video. Let her come to you.